Good morning. Welcome. This is TVC Breakfast Saturday, and a happy new month to you.
Happy new month to all our audience at the moment. We say congratulations for seeing another new month, February. It's here, and definitely we're here to serve you better and ensure that you relax and enjoy all the bits and pieces on the program. This morning, it promises to be interesting, educative, and informative, and that's why you did not leave the screen. As we bring to you all the beautiful juicy stories on the program this morning.
And just before we get ahead of ourselves, of course, I hope you can see the excitement. The show is loaded as always, but again, just before we get ahead of ourselves now, I am Kemi Fola Adeyemo, appearing with the one, the only Emmanuel Ajayi. So
it's a pleasure to be here again.
Welcome on board. It's indeed great to have you join us this Saturday. The crew is very much on ground, so let's just kick off with
absolutely.
Some of the stories. As if you understand the trend of the program every Saturday, this is just to bring you highlights of some of the biggest stories that trended for the most part of the week, and one of them is about convicted kidnapper Chukwudimeme Onwamadike, popularly called Evans. Well, he's now been rearranged on a 5-count charge of murder and kidnapping before Justice Adenike Koka of the Lagos State High Court, Ikeja. But Evans says he's repented and he's pushing for a plea bargain. We have details in this report.
This is the third kidnapping-related case being brought against Evans by the Lagos State government. In February 2022, an Ikeja High Court judge, Hakim Oshodi, sentenced him to life imprisonment for the kidnap of Donatus Dunu, the chief executive officer of Maidon Pharmaceuticals Limited. In September same year, another judge of the High Court, Oluwatoyin Taiwo, now retired, sentenced Evans to 21 years imprisonment for kidnapping a businessman, Silvanus Ahamonu, and collecting $420,000 as ransom from his family. Apart from this present case, he is also being charged by the state government in 2 other matters. Evans and his co-defendant, Joseph Emeka, were brought before this court for the alleged offenses of the murders of 2 persons, as well as attempted murder and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. On Thursday, both defendants were rearranged on the 5 counts charge, which they pleaded not guilty to. The prosecutor, Yusuf Sule, asked the court for a date to proceed on trial by the judge for a report on the defendant's plea bargain application. The counsel said the matter is currently before the committee set up by the state government and that the second defendant is also seeking a plea bargain. In his response, Evans' lead defense counsel says he newly took up the case to represent the first defendant and that his primary focus now is to pursue the plea bargain request and not to proceed on trial. He says Evans recently bagged a Nigeria certificate in education while in custody and is willing to further his education to the level of PhD.
The federal government gave him an opportunity to reform and re-educate himself. They gave him scholarship at maximum security prison, Krike. He took the scholarship. The outcome of the scholarship is that today he has NECO, he has NCE, merit. That is almost distinction. And he was admitted on merit to Open University. And he's on 200 level. Because if the plea bargain and clemency, which we are pursuing, is acceptable to Lagos State government, and he is let out of prison, he will be under the custody of Lagos State government.
This is a very interesting case.
Very interesting indeed.
Of course, this instant case, especially with the news of Evans' rearrangement, he and his co-accused are being accused of the murder of 2 persons. It's a 5-count charge. 2 persons were allegedly murdered by him and his co-accused. And of course, there are other offenses of kidnapping and related crimes. And so the question many are asking is he qualified? We understand that the co-accused is also pursuing a plea bargain with the state government. Are they qualified, or should they be considered for this plea bargain?
At this time, you know, he was arrested in June 10, 2022. 2017. And with all what we're seeing at this time, the drama in court, almost 8 years, they are now seeking plea bargain. Should they be given this opportunity? But now they are saying he has repented. He is now an NCE holder. He's there. Well, things are getting better. But what about all the offenses? For me, I believe he has faced the trial at this time. If it is a plea bargain they want to give to him, what about those victims? The people killed? Those who are into illicit drugs that he has maltreated. So these are issues at this time. That's why you see when the people say that when you say you go to the court for you to get justice, how often do you get that justice? So I believe the right thing should be done to ensure that justice is served on this matter.
Absolutely, because we asked the lawyer that question, that don't you think this case or this request for plea bargain is made difficult by the mere fact that you don't only have victims of kidnapping, but you have dead individuals, people who died on the account or who are said to have died on the account of your client. And he said, so have you tried to make reparation? You said he has repented thanks to a church that helped him, thanks to the federal government that gave him, scholarship for him to pursue, and do gallantly in school. But have you tried to reach out to the families of the people that your client killed?
And that's the lacuna that we're seeing
but then he said,
yes. In law, we have technicalities,
right.
and it's an option.
Right, but the lawyer said it's an offense for him to try to reach out with, reach out to the family of, his said victims, because it's an offense. These are prosecution witnesses, and he, under no account, he shouldn't interact with them. He has to go through the prosecution, and he's been barred from doing so. But if the state is willing to pursue his application, he would, pay penance, whatever that means.
Let's see how it pans out, because for me, I believe let justice be served.
Right, and he's saying if the federal government has given him scholarship, if the federal government has forgiven him, then why can't the state government forgive him? And by the way, he's saying he remains a slave of the state government. It's not like he's asking to be released outrightly. He's proposing a 14-year sentence, but mind you, as you know, this is somebody who is already on life sentence for a sister offense. He's also on a 21-year sentence.
And there are other
you have two more. You have two more.
On this matter. Let's see how it pans out. But basically, what we need to know is that justice needs to be served on this matter, because those who are killed in this matter are also calling for justice. Kemi, plea bargain or no plea bargain, let him serve his time in jail.
But then we need to understand again where this plea bargain concept comes from. I don't want to waste the time of the court. I don't want to waste, my own time. And so there may be some merit in this particular application because he's already condemned, so to speak, already on a life sentence. We don't know how far the government will go about. It's going to be a case-by-case basis. And will Evans merit a plea bargain? That's the big question.
So it's a big question.
Why bring him all the way from Kirikiri every time when he already has this sentencing, to the credit of the state government?
It calls
so
to question,
that's where
it calls to question
he's also coming
the
from.
judicial system, the time we use in trying the suspects.
Right.
And
you mentioned an 8 year. He's been in Kirikiri for the past 8 years.
For the past 8 years,
and
since
a trial, this particular
2017.
trial is just starting off, and he still went on to plead not guilty to the charges, and yet you're still
these are
asking
issues
for a plea bargain. So we wait to see what will happen in March. We understand that the committee in charge of this request will be sitting before the next hearing date, and we will wait and see how the committee will determine this
Absolutely.
case.